Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is actually going to be Emmett's 2-month update. He has been really fussy, so he's not joining me for today's video, but I will be popping in pictures so that you can see what he's doing at 2 months, since I'm not going to be holding him in this video. I feel like my voice sounds really weird. But I do want to be filming these like on time, even though they're not going up on time by any means. Oh my gosh, I just posted his 1 month update 2 days before he turned 2 months old. I'm so sorry, but with the quarantine and homeschooling and all of that craziness, it's been really hard. He's my third child, so anyways, Emmett's 2-month update. He did have his doctor's appointment and he now weighs 11 pounds 12 ounces with his clothes on. So I would estimate that to be about 11 pounds 10 ounces, which I think is really incredible. He is still exclusively breastfed and nursing is going so much better. Even at the 1 month mark, we were still struggling a little bit. Before I get too far into it, let me insert the pictures from his 2-month photo shoot that I just did at home. He did turn 2 months old on Easter Sunday, so I incorporated some chocolate eggs and the stuffed bunny that he got from the Easter bunny for him. Isn't he getting so big? Time flies. Man, it's so crazy. So as I was saying, nursing is going so much better. His weight gain is fabulous. I have no concerns about that. I think, what was he last month? He was 9 pounds last month. So he's gained almost 3 pounds in a month, because, well, like 2.5-ish. He is now awake for much longer periods through the day, and he has about 3 to 4 naps per day, depending on how long those naps are, but he is awake for 2+ hours at a time typically now, which is really great. Whoa. His bedtime is when we go to bed, sometime between like 10 and 11 typically, which I could probably put him down around like 8 or so. But I think he just likes to be able to hear our breathing and stuff. He sleeps in a bassinet beside our bed, and even through the day when I set him in his bassinet, it could be because it's like daylight and brighter outside, or it could be that he could like smell us and hear us. He sleeps really great in the bassinet all through the night, has no trouble being set down in there. He is sleeping in, I have it right here actually, well, one of them, these Aiden and Anae's sleep sacks, because blankets are obviously a huge suffocation hazard, and he's put in this to go to bed, and he sits down in the bassinet perfectly fine through the night. But if I set him in there through the day, I don't know if it's that it's sunny or that he can hear us like living our lives outside of this room. I'm not really sure what it is, but he just sleeps better when I put him in there when we go to bed. It's just what's working for us. So he goes down to bed between 10 and 11 o'clock. He wakes up once through the night, typically between 3 and 4:30 a.m. And then he's up again around 6 o'clock, which I think is because Jeremy's alarm goes off for him to go to work. And he typically falls asleep again for a little while after that as well, but not for like that long of a stretch. I can hear him fussing. He's out there with his dad. He finally doesn't scream blue murder at every single bath time or every time he needs to get like a fresh outfit on or anything. He used to scream his head off, and it was exhausting, honestly, like to do something so simple as to put a new sleeper on him and he would be screaming. Like, I'm sure if we lived in an apartment or something, it would bother the neighbors. That's how loud he is. We have been spending, his last month has been almost completely inside. We do go for walks every once in a while when we can get out when it's warm, but it's really not that warm where I live yet. We've had some warm days now. He we go for a walk with him like on me, and I have one of Jeremy's, like it's a coat that's way too big for Jeremy even, I don't even know where we got it, that will fit around both of us so the wind doesn't bother him or anything. But I mean, if it were normal everyday life, we'd be visiting family, we'd be going to the library, going to the mall, going to the freaking grocery store. Like, Jeremy's been doing all that because he's still working, and I haven't left the house with the kids at all for about a month, well over a month, except for one single time I needed to go to the post office to drop something off. Other than that, we have not been going anywhere. At his doctor's appointment the other day, he did have to get 3 vaccinations, which I think they've added one on recently, because I don't remember my other kids having to get 3 vaccinations at their 2-month update, but Emmett did have to get 3. One was oral and 1 in each leg. Going to the doctor's office was a really strange experience. I was so anxious about it, I could have vomited for like the day before and even the morning of. I did not want to go. It's a decent drive for us to get to where our family doctor is, and it's one patient in the whole office at a time, which is really strange. Obviously it's great, it's safe. Everyone in the office was wearing masks. The receptionist was behind glass, which they must have just installed. The doctor had to wash his hands like 5 times while we were there. He had to check my blood pressure, wash his hands, measure Emmett's head, wash his hands, look in Emmett's eyes, wash his hands, weigh him, wash his hands, like give him his vaccinations, wash his hands. It was crazy. It's great. I'm not saying it's crazy like a bad thing, but it's just like such a different experience to go out into the world during this pandemic. They were doing a really great job at our doctor's office to make us feel safe, but it was just really, really strange. Back to Emmett. He's still in 0 to 3 month clothing and size 1 diapers. He hasn't changed his sizes in that, even though he's gained so much weight. He's much easier to make smile now, but he still hasn't laughed. He doesn't really seem like he's at that stage. Like before babies laugh, they almost like hiccup or they make kind of funny noises as they're smiling, but it's not like a giggle or a laugh yet. He's not really doing that. Which is fine. He's just not at that point yet. But he loves watching Max and Wyatt, his older brothers. He thinks they are hilarious. He is always smiling at them. He tracks them around the room. They're so loud and obnoxious, and they're beating each other up. And Emma just watches them like they're the funniest things ever, which is great. Like their loud noises doesn't scare him or anything, which I'm so thankful for. Emma just seems like such an easygoing baby. I think Wyatt was up more times through the night, or I hear of other like babies, especially those who are nursing, are up like all hours of the night. Knock on wood. Oh, I shouldn't have even said anything. But he is content to be fed every like 3 to 4 hours, not every like 1.5, 2 hours like so many other babies that I know and hear of. And he's not disturbed by the loud household that we live in. Obviously he's the 3rd child, but just because you have a lot of siblings doesn't mean that you would enjoy their ruckus, and he seems perfectly fine with it. We have been baby wearing a lot, especially like I have to homeschool Max. Wyatt is still a toddler, and he is just been so wild and out of control lately. I think it's just like we're not getting out enough. We used to like go to the library every week or go for longer walks when it was, you know, just him. He could be bundled up a little better. So I've been wearing Emmett a lot with the baby Catan. I can insert a picture of what it looks like. And that's been working great for us, so I can have him in that, be hands-free, helping Max with his schoolwork, like with the computer and stuff. He's only 9 and hasn't really had a lot of experience with laptops. So that's been taking some getting used to, and obviously he's just doing all of his schoolwork on a computer now. I can you know, get snacks and stuff because he doesn't want to be set down that often. And it's also been really great for walks because it's not that warm out. I don't want to put him in a stroller yet, like the wind would just be too much. So I've been wearing him, and like I mentioned earlier, wearing a really big coat that wraps around both of us, and that's been working out really great. So Emmett, yeah, 2 months old. Time is flying by so fast. That is so crazy. That's all I have to share on him. I'm trying to like get this going really quickly. I do just want to touch on my postpartum. I'm not going to be inserting clips or anything. I'm over that for the time being, at least. Maybe I'll do one later on. But for my weight, I'm at 146 pounds, which means I've lost 24 pounds and I have 9 pounds left to lose to get back to my like pre-pregnancy with Emmett weight. I was a little heavier, quite a bit heavier before I got pregnant with Emmett than I typically like to be, but I was dealing with some mental health stuff. But technically I have 9 pounds to go to be back down to my pre-pregnancy, like pre-Emmett pregnancy weight. I would typically ideally I would like to lose about 20 pounds, but we'll see. Most of my pre-pregnancy clothes are fitting now. I haven't been wearing jeans just because like I'm at home, and do people wear jeans when they have nowhere to go? Because I don't. So I don't really know if those fit, but my tops are fitting. My like summer pajamas, which were all like smaller Emily sizes, are fitting, so that's really good. I did start the Tone It Up postpartum exercise program. It's 12 weeks. I'm currently on week 3. I'm feeling really sore, but it feels really good to get my body moving multiple times a week. It's like 3 workout videos and 2 walks per week, completely doable. My 6-week doctor checkup, typically you get a 6-week checkup to make sure everything's healed well. It got postponed until later this month, so I will be about 9 weeks, 10 weeks when that happens, and it's got moved to be via phone, which is really, really strange. Hi. Yeah. Come here. Thanks, Daddy. We'll be out in a minute. He's made an appearance. Can you say hi? He's holding his head up really good. He still has lots of hair. I guess I didn't mention that. It's so much easier to talk about him when he's actually here with me. So I guess we're going back to Emmett for a minute. Here he is. Very bright lights. He's being fussy. I just fed him and he should be kind of dozing off. He doesn't seem to want to. Look at these cheeks. Oh, say hi, guys. So yeah, back to my postpartum. My checkup has been postponed and is now going to be done over the phone, which I find to be really strange. I'm not sure how that's supposed to work. Like, how are you supposed to tell if I'm all healed up and stuff if we're doing it over the phone? But anyways, I haven't been using the Haka as much as I had been. I mentioned that as like one of my best products in one of my other postpartum updates. I just haven't been using it. I haven't felt like I needed to. I'm not pumping to give him bottles or anything, so it's really been more of a comfort thing, and I only really use it if he slept an extra long time, just to like relieve some pressure. And then I do put them in breast milk storage bags and into the freezer for just in case. I do have quite the stash built up. I know it's typically only good for I think 6 months. So I guess he's gonna have to start taking bottles every once in a while, or I'm not really sure what else to do with it. I don't know anybody to donate it to, and I don't know how I feel about that. But that is it for Emmett's 2-month update and my 2-month postpartum update. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those in the comments section below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!